réception sur le concept. Merci.
So we have arrived into Newfoundland. It's nice and foggy out there. And that person that's talking when we first started, oh, she kept coming on multiple times during the night, and can't change the volume. It's just the volume, and it's loud. Hard to sleep when she keeps talking, looking for people. Okay, we are departing the ship into Newfoundland. So welcome to Newfoundland. We are currently in Basques, and we are headed to our first camping spot in Gros Morne National Park. Hi there, welcome to Tigner Adventures. You can see on our opening that we have now made it to Newfoundland. So we are staying in Shady Brook, I think it is, or Shady Cove, something like that. Gros Morne National Park.
Oh, I know, it's Cowhead.
Oh yeah, we're staying in a little town it's just, the park is just outside a little town called Cowhead. And so we have driven, if you look here on the map, we have now driven today. We decided to take a little tour and go north, and we have driven from Cowhead all the way up to this Viking settlement that we're visiting right now. And our ultimate spot is St. Anthony. Now, there's two things going on here. Leif Erikson's brother, which was the youngest son and didn't get anything as an inheritance from his father, decided to put together a crew, and he became a Viking. And he started sailing the seas, and he got lost in the storm and ended up here at Newfoundland. But he just seen it from the sea, so he made a note of it and then sailed his way back to Greenland, told his father and brother about it, and a few years later, I think they said they were really excited because 15 years later, Leif Erikson actually took a group and they started sailing around, and so they sailed around from the north side down until they finally got down to here, and they found, and he actually was considered the finder because he got off and, you know, they actually settled each spot or landed on each area. So they landed at this area here as in Newfoundland, which we're at the northwest tip. You can see here on the map. And they made this settlement that you can kind of see behind us. This is a rendition of what it looked like. So you can see the ocean back there, and this is the settlement. This is not the original archaeological dig. The archaeological, tongue twisting again, the archaeological dig was actually that direction from us, about 100 yards. So we're gonna walk over there and just take a look at it. So here's one here. You can see the grass there, the indentions. That's the places sticking up was the walls. So the part that I read said they excavated all this and they didn't want it to deteriorate anymore. So they buried it in sand, put the grass on it, and they've left this to preserve the actual site. So if you look at them, you can see that it makes a big half moon shape all around here facing the ocean. So you can see those two islands out there, one on the left and one on the right, and straight way out there is Labrador, as they basically sailed by line of sight of land. So they'd sail from one land mass to another land mass. The reason they settled this particular area was because it was easy to navigate to each time, and they could hit this portion of Newfoundland based on those land masses all the time and not get lost. And so that's why they finally settled here, as far as, you know, have an encampment here. But it was not, there's not really anything around here. There's no resources and things. They basically went other places to get the resources. This was just kind of the spot that they did all the work and things like that. So this whole area here is a rendition of the original. They excavated the original area, and then they took those measurements and came up here and built all this as part of the visitor center here. So you get an idea of what it was. They said it's about 95% accurate. So this stuff is makes the walls. They used it like Lego blocks, but it's peat moss. And they just cut it and then they stacked it all up here. And then they built the main frame out of wood. Just take a little gander inside real quick. Ceiling's up and put sod on.
But this
Turning
is
made.
No, this is a different piece, but roughly the same dimensions
Yep.
what I'm doing. Yeah.
You have to step down there, so it's
Yeah.
human powered.
Yeah, me powered.
Well, that's kind of a spring-loaded thing. Okay.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
pull it back up.
Yeah, that's what pulls it back up. Yeah.
That is a pretty interesting idea. Just a stick laying
Yeah,
across
and
the
that's How you
ceiling.
do bowls and such too. Like this is a bowl, and
This is going into another room. Looks like sleeping quarters. So up there, then down here. So these were the bedrooms for the hierarchy. All the rest of this area that we've seen is kind of dual purpose, kitchens and workshops and things, and they also used them to sleep in. Nice skylights. Oh, is this the privy?
Yeah.
Ooh, privy.
Pot.
Privy's the pot.
Oh,
Wow,
cute.
cute. So there's several of these buildings. This one is the iron shop. A little darker in here, but you can see some of the iron work there. The bellow over there on the ground for heating up their stuff. And they built the visitor center up there, and behind there is a parking lot. So that's where you park and then see the visitor center, and then you can actually walk down here. And they have these wooden paths all over so that you can come down and explore this whole area. So this is the view from the visitor center. And the only way you can gain access to this area is through the visitor center. So they have a nice little visitor center with a few interesting exhibits here. And they do have a very good movie that you can watch to learn about this whole expedition and how this all came about, how many years they excavated it and things like that. You just use your park pass to get in here again. We've got a nice little area over here that's just talking about the Vikings coming here and creating this little settlement. They came from Greenland, it shows right here, and landed here. And this is a depiction of their boat. Here they say home is where the hearth is, but in the RV world we say home is where we park it. Same idea. Well, we have moved on to St. Anthony, Newfoundland. I probably should quit saying Newfoundland because we're in Newfoundland for a while, but we are looking for whales right now. But this is an area that's known for icebergs. It's called Iceberg Alley. And so we're looking for icebergs too. So as luck would have it, this is July 8th, and icebergs were spotted out here on July 2nd. So we just missed it by a few days, and they just kind of float on down. So they basically are coming off the ice cap from Greenland, the big glacier up there. They break off and then they float on by here in the early months. So it's really getting kind of late anyway because this is July. July is the time when all the whales start coming out. So that's what Ninette is doing here, is checking out for whales. So did you see one?
No.
Someone said there was one out there, but
Far away.
we don't see it. So anyway, that finishes our little trip today. We now have to head back to our camp, which is, it's a little after 4 right now, and the trip back is about 4.5 hours. So we're going to be getting back a little bit late. So hopefully Tansy will be okay with us. So anyway.
Might be some puffins over there.
Oh yeah, she's looking for puffins also. So
But they're far away.
whales and puffins. Our next
Whales and puffins.
video we'll be talking about those a lot more. But right now we're going to head back to camp, and we're going to show you some things around camp. We've got a really nice camp here with a big grassy front here. This site has no hookups, but we don't need them. And there isn't much internet here, so I've raised my antenna way up in the air. So it's worked really well. So I get as good a signal here as if we drive into town. So that's pretty nice. We are riding down this really cool path. Whoa, here in the forest. So really fun bike riding around camp. There goes a frog. So anyway, say hi back there.
Hi.
Hi! We're now riding on the beach. Isn't that pretty cool? This is the Atlantic Ocean. Woohoo! And it's $3 to do your wash and for dryer. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, loonies. Three loonies.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
They got these little. They're not nice.
All right, it's time to do our laundry. So we're going to give you a little lesson on Canadian money. So everybody's seen Canadian pennies and dimes and nickels and quarters probably throughout their life, just kind of coming through the system here and there once in a while. But we don't normally see this. So the minimum paper dollar that you can get is a $5 bill, and that's blue. And then there's different colors. They're not paper, actually. They are some kind of plastic, but that's the smallest denomination you can get in that type of a setup. After that, it's to a $1 and $2. So here on the left is a $2, and on the right here is $1. They're referred to as a toonie and a loonie. So in our case, it says it's 3 toonies for a load of wash, and so because of that, it's 3 of these that it takes to do a load of wash. So the video would not be complete without us showing this little wonder that's pretty close to our camp, called the Arches Provincial Park. And right now it's made up of 3 arches, but you can see on this sign that they have here talking about it that it used to be just a big kind of a mound of dirt, and then over time the glaciers and the water and wind and rain and everything have wore it down to what it is today. And actually one of the arches over here on this side has already eroded away and collapsed. Now this is all that's left. Pretty interesting. We actually raised our children in Utah, and in Utah is the Arches National Park, part of the National Park System, and it's made of arches that have been formed in sandstone over time from rain and wind and the water and things like that. So kind of a different little setup here, because this is all done with glaciers and water and wind and rain and things. So it's kind of the same concept in a way, but different. So pretty interesting, and definitely a real different in the type of rock that's displayed here compared to the sandstone from our home state in Utah. Well, okay, that's where we're going to end this video, is right here, because this is a pretty cool place. We've seen a lot of cool things. We had a lot of fun around camp. We have a nice little camp.
Yeah, we took our bikes right off
Yep.
our site and go on the beach.
Yep, so that's really nice. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and close this video out here, and we leave tomorrow. So we're going to be heading to a new area. So this kind of covers this area of Newfoundland. So
Well, we didn't hit everything.
No, and we never do. Someday we may see the rest. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for coming along with us. We really had a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with us, and we'll just plan on seeing you down the road somewhere or on our next video. So take care.